Hey everyone, welcome to the Stuffology show, where we dive into the stories that make our world tick, from the awe-inspiring to the downright unsettling. I'm your host, and today we're tackling what's happening in science right now, in 2025. It's a year of jaw-dropping breakthroughs, quantum computers, bioprinted organs, space discoveries, but also some chilling possibilities like drone warfare and tech that could spiral out of control. We'll trace where these ideas came from, how they're shaking things up, and what they might mean for our future, good and bad. So grab a drink, get comfy, and let's jump in. First up, quantum technology. The United Nations named 2025 the International Year of Quantum Science and Technology, and it's not just hype. Quantum mechanics started in the early 1900s with Max Planck and Albert Einstein, who showed energy moves in tiny packets called quanta. By the 1980s, visionaries like Richard Feynman proposed quantum computers that could outpace anything classical. Now, in 2025, companies like Google, IBM, and China's Baidu are delivering. These machines solve problems in seconds that would take supercomputers millennia, like simulating molecular reactions for new drugs or optimizing global logistics. But here's the scary part. Quantum tech could break modern encryption. Banks, governments, even your email rely on codes that quantum computers might crack, exposing sensitive data. In 2025, cyber attacks linked to early quantum hacks are already raising alarms, hinting at a future where privacy could vanish. AI is another beast. Its roots go back to the 1950s when Alan Turing wondered if machines could think. The 2010s brought deep learning, and now, in 2025, AI is running the show. It's speeding up drug discovery, predicting Alzheimer's protein misfolds with synthetic mini prion, and even designing climate models. But AI's dark side is growing. Autonomous drone warfare is a reality. Swarms of AI-powered drones, developed from 2020's military tech, can strike targets without human input. In 2025, reports of these drones in conflict zones show they're hard to stop, raising fears of unstoppable wars. Plus, AI surveillance is booming. China's social credit system, started in the 2010s, now uses AI to track behavior in real time, and other nations are catching up. Imagine a world where every move is watched and judged by algorithms. AI technology is transforming lives, but it's got a creepy edge. CRISPR, the gene editing tool from the 2010s, builds on decades of DNA research. In 2025, it's curing diseases like sickle cell anemia by rewriting patients' genes. Bioprinting's even wilder. Researchers printed a functional human heart in May 2025 using stem cells and 3D printers, a leap from early 2000s tissue experiments. These hearts could end organ shortages. But what if this tech falls into the wrong hands? Biohacking's on the rise, with underground labs using CRISPR to tweak human embryos for traits like intelligence or strength. In 2025, leaked reports of illegal gene-edited babies in rogue clinics sparked global panic, hinting at a future of designer humans and genetic inequality. And bioprinted organs? They're expensive, so only the rich might get them, widening healthcare gaps. Space exploration's thriving, but it's not all starry-eyed. The 1960s moon race kicked things off, and now SpaceX, NASA, and others are launching missions nonstop. A new planet, Neptune 9, discovered in 2025, shows signs of microbial life, thanks to advanced telescopes and AI analysis rooted in 1990s tech. Mars probes are hunting for life, too, and space farming experiments from the 2000s are now growing crops in microgravity. But space is getting militarized. In 2025, satellite killer drones, tested by multiple nations, threaten communication networks. A single strike could cripple GPS or internet access, plunging economies into chaos. And if we find alien life on Neptune 9, are we ready? Contamination risks or hostile microbes could make sci-fi horror real. Material science is quieter but huge. Metamaterials, engineered to bend light or sound, trace back to 1960s physics. In 2025, they're in night vision contact lenses, boosting low-light vision for soldiers or drivers. New alloys are also cutting emissions in industries like steel, building on 1980s green tech. But metamaterials have a dark use: stealth tech. Drones coated in these materials are nearly invisible to radar, perfect for covert ops or terrorist attacks. In 2025, a rogue drone strike using this tech evaded detection, raising fears of untraceable weapons. Medicine's pushing boundaries, but it's not all hope. Beyond CRISPR, a pancreatic cancer vaccine built on 2020's mRNA tech is in trials, training the immune system to attack tumors, a concept from 1980s immunotherapy. Artificial memories therapy for Alzheimer's, rooted in 2000's neuroscience, stimulates neural pathways to restore function. Stem cell research from the 1990s now grows spinal tissue, offering hope for paralysis. But medical tech has risks. In 2025, hacked insulin pumps, a tech from the 2010s, caused overdoses, showing how cyber attacks could weaponize healthcare. And those artificial memories? They could be manipulated to implant false experiences, a tool for propaganda or control. Gene therapies are also pricey, so only elites might access them, creating a health caste system. Climate science is critical as warming worsens. The 1970s brought early climate models, and by the 2000s, the crisis was clear. In 2025, global CO2 emissions might peak, thanks to solar reactors mimicking sunlight for clean energy, a leap from 1980 solar tech. NASA's water efficiency data now predicts wildfires, vital as fires rage. But climate tech has downsides. Geoengineering, like cloud seeding from the 1940s, is back in 2025 to cool the planet, but tests triggered freak storms, killing crops. And carbon capture, scaled up this year, relies on rare minerals, sparking mining conflicts that could fuel wars. Ocean explorations revealing wonders and dangers. Deep-sea tech from the 1960s hit a peak in 2025 with Pacific discoveries of creatures thriving in extreme conditions, informing biotech and astrobiology. Robotics and AI, built on 1980s engineering, drive these finds. But deep-sea mining, ramped up in 2025, threatens these ecosystems. Toxic plumes from mining rigs could wipe out species we barely know, and disputes over ocean resources are escalating into naval standoffs, echoing Cold War tensions. Energy tech's another frontier. Fusion energy, dreamed up in the 1950s, saw a breakthrough in 2025 with a reactor sustaining a reaction for minutes, not seconds. This could mean limitless clean power, building on decades of plasma research. Meanwhile, next-gen batteries, using nanomaterials from 2000's experiments, are powering electric grids and vehicles. But fusion's not safe yet. Accidents could release radiation, and 2025 tests raised safety concerns. Batteries rely on mined cobalt, often extracted unethically, and discarded units are piling up, leaking toxins. Plus, energy grids are cyber vulnerable. A 2025 ransomware attack on a European grid left millions in the dark, showing how energy tech could be a weapon. Robotics is reshaping work in war. Industrial robots from the 1960s evolved into 2025's humanoid bots, handling factory tasks or elder care, thanks to AI advances. But military robots are scarier. Beyond drones, ground-based bots with lethal autonomy, tested in 2025, can outmaneuver humans. A glitch in one trial killed friendly troops, raising fears of rogue machines. And job losses from robots are spiking, with 2025 data showing millions displaced, fueling social unrest. Neuroscience is unlocking the brain. Brain-computer interfaces, BCIs, pioneered in the 1990s, let 2025 users control devices with thoughts, aiding paralyzed patients. But BCIs could be hacked. In 2025, a trial BCI was hijacked, forcing a user to act against their will, hinting at mind control risks. And neurodata from BCIs is being sold, raising privacy fears. Imagine your thoughts on a black market. Synthetic biology's a wild card. Born in the 2000s from genetic engineering, it's creating organisms for tasks like cleaning oil spills. In 2025, synthetic microbes ate plastic waste in trials, a leap from 2010's experiments. But escaped microbes could disrupt ecosystems. A 2025 lab leak caused a local die-off, hinting at biodisasters. And synthetic pathogens could be weaponized. Think bioterror with engineered plagues. Nanotechnology's tiny but mighty. From 1980s theories, it's now in 2025 medical bots that target cancer cells, sparing healthy tissue. But nanobots could be misused. A 2025 report warned of gray goo scenarios, where self-replicating bots consume resources uncontrollably, though it's theoretical. More real is nanosurveillance. Dust-sized sensors deployed in 2025 can monitor people undetected, perfect for spying or oppression. The legacy of 2025 science is a double-edged sword. Quantum and AI could revolutionize computing and medicine, but threaten privacy and peace. Biotech might cure diseases, yet breed inequality or biohacked horrors. Space could unite humanity or spark conflicts. Climate and energy tech offer hope, but geoengineering and cyber attacks loom. Ocean and synthetic biodiscoveries could save or doom ecosystems. Robotics and neuroscience promise progress, but risk autonomy and freedom. Decades of research, quantum from the 1900s, AI from the 1950s, biotech from the 1970s, built this moment, but 2025's U.S. funding cuts could stall it. Ethical dilemmas, from gene editing access to drone warfare rules, demand global action. What's next? A world of custom organs, interstellar colonies, and clean energy is possible, but so is one of surveillance, inequality, and rogue tech. Science in 2025 is thrilling and terrifying, a story we're all writing. That's it for this episode of the Stuffology Show. Thanks for joining us on this wild ride through 2025 science. Drop a review, share with friends, or hit us up online. Stay curious, and we'll see you next time.